So, you're ready to enter into the big, wide world of credit? To start building your credit score so that you look as trustworthy on paper as you know you are in real life? Well, good thing you have come to the right place. The only thing more American than stars and stripes is owing people money. Hi, I'm Jamaica Ponder, and this Friday I'll be here, live from Lollapalooza in Grant Park. Join me, Brad Edwards, and Chris Habermel as we explore Chicago's largest music festival, with exclusive interviews from some of this year's performing artists. I really want our viewers to understand that this is a kit for one of your camps.
This is one, so this is a small kit.
Right, that's what you were telling me before. And this isn't even the food right here.
I got to take a ride in their fully restored B-25 Mitchell jet, with Captain Julie Cruz guiding the nearly century-old plane across Aurora's farmland.
There are two main types of IRAs, a Roth and a traditional. So what's better? First, what's the difference?
She attests to the relaxing, nearly therapeutic impact of working with your hands and being intentionally creative.
Perfect. That looks good.
Okay, not bad for a first timer.
That looks good.
The U.S. has a progressive tax system. This means that as you make more money, your tax rate rises. And we use a marginal tax rate, which is the percentage of tax that you pay on every additional dollar of income earned. I know. What?
You gotta rewind a little bit for me. How do you know the talent buyer? Where is this music career coming from? Break it down for all of us.
All right, so when I was 19, I got a call from one of the partners at C3's executive assistant.
And just for a viewer, C3 is who?
C3 Presents is the company that throws Lollapalooza. They also throw Austin City Limits and a bunch of other festivals and concerts. They're based out of Austin, Texas, where I live.
Got it.
Have you ever considered taking an Uber to the hospital because you didn't want to get stuck with a fat ambulance tab? It might cost $400. It might cost $4,000. Who knows? And that's the thing about our healthcare system. Nobody seems to have any idea how much anything costs. And that, by the way, is totally against the rules. As of January 2021, the top federal health regulator, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, enacted the Hospital Price Transparency Rule for all hospitals operating within the United States. And the rule states that all hospitals must provide clear and accessible information online about the prices and fees associated. And as of 2022, nearly 85% of hospitals failed to comply. Some even posted public statements saying that they didn't want to devote resources to sharing their prices out of fear that their competitors might see. Again, totally against the rule. Hospitals are supposed to get a written warning and eventually a fine. Spoiler alert, none of them have. And as of July 2022, that same rule is going to apply to insurance companies. And the goal here is to make sure that we're able to compare prices before the bill arrives. And if you're already dealing with medical debt, check to see if your hospital has a charity care program. These programs help people within certain income brackets either decrease or completely eliminate their medical bills. But, just like everything else, this information can be hidden or really hard to find. Luckily, most hospitals have medical social workers to help you figure stuff like this out. If you can't find the pricing or billing information that you need, seek them out. There are also nonprofit organizations that can help you navigate getting your hospital bills taken care of. They'll even manage communication and follow up with the hospital on your behalf. Remember, when in doubt, demand transparency from your hospital. Getting healthy shouldn't kill you. My name's Jamaica Ponder, and while I'm not an expert yet, I can help you get a clue.
Chicago has come to be known as one of the gastronomic capitals of the United States. But for a lot of its residents, especially those living in predominantly black and brown communities, if you want to get dressed up and go somewhere fancy to get a good plate of food, you typically can't do it in your own neighborhood. Well, for the residents of North Lawndale, that changed about a month ago. I'm currently standing in the new Soul Food Lounge, the neighborhood's first and only high-end eatery. So you know I had to stop by and get myself a plate of food.
The lounge is on the ground floor of the Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Apartment Complex, a multi-use center run by the North Lawndale Christian Development Corporation, and former home to Dr. King during his time spent here in Chicago.
And this has been in the works for years, because we realized that the community was really in desperate need of a sit-down restaurant. Every African-American community across the nation, they're considered food deserts. And when we want to go and eat something fancy, we have to go outside of our community, just to have an experience, right? And so at this point, it's time for a paradigm shift.
Head chef Quentin Love is known around Chicagoland for his unique, healthy, soulful food, as well as the community service-driven mission behind his ventures. This is not the first of Love's restaurants to be created in partnership with a community development organization. About a decade ago, Love opened Turkey Chop in collaboration with the West Humboldt Park Community Development Council. The restaurant has since given out tens of thousands of free meals, hosted cooking workshops, and become a place for community enrichment on the West Side. With the Soul Food Lounge, Love says he wants to do something similar in how it serves his community, but different in the void it aims to fill.
One of the greatest things I've ever heard of was when a family said, I live right across the street. And she said she was so excited to get dressed up, to walk across the street, to have an amazing meal.
Love believes that it's important for people to enjoy their neighborhoods, that creating a place like the Lounge can help to change the tone within a community.
There's been an unfortunate trend of violence, especially in the inner cities of Chicago. And one of the things that stand out is, what if you put more care in the communities, will they care? But what is missing is the economic development of a community, that needs to be paid more attention to, right? And so before we move and leave out of our community, we have to reinvest in our communities with sound businesses that have staying power.
Love strives to develop the community's restaurant scene, as well as their palates, taking traditional soul food dishes and fusing them with home-style cooking from around the globe.
Soul food, it came from, of course, our culture and African-American culture, but what we don't understand is that food that is made from the soul is of all cultures. What I want to do is merge those cultures together and call it global soul food fusion.
This entire spread is really interesting because it's not all the time that you get Black soul food in fusion form, especially not in an upscale dining experience. So I am just having a blast with this.
I'm all over the place with it, and then you come in and have this experience and it's going to blow your mind.
Interested diners? Be sure to make a reservation. The Lounge gets busy quickly, and they don't tend to take walk-ins.
You got to plan to come, right? And that's an amazing experience for people. I look forward to seeing you, and you look forward to coming here, right? And that's the Soul Food Lounge experience.
It's really good.
I'm Jamaica Ponder for CBS News Chicago.